The movie opens by introducing Madison, a popular travel blogger. She talks about her trips on social media, insisting that the world is a book, and if you don't move through it, you'll read only one page, while visiting other countries lets us cross not only outer borders, but inner ones too. Right now, she's in Thailand and is praising it to the skies. She shoots a video on the beach, posts it, and watches the likes pour in. Only she isn't happy at all. She calls a fellow blogger. He's jealous because her boyfriend, who's also her manager, sent her to paradise for a week. Madison, however, misses Ryan himself, who stayed home. In the evening, the girl has a drink at a bar and, as usual, films herself on her phone. She meets a man, and the plain-looking Brit says he moved here for the gorgeous women. Madison manages to tell him she's from California, but their chat is interrupted by a girl with a large birthmark on her face. She offers to help her get away from the pushy suitor. Outside, she asks why the blogger is vacationing alone. Madison says her boyfriend backed out at the last minute. Everyone's partying, and she's the one sitting alone by the pool. The girl invites her to have some fun. The new acquaintance has a strange name, CW. On a motorbike, she takes the blogger up into the mountains with jaw-dropping views. Madison films everything, and her new friend slips into the frame, but she turns away and says she doesn't like being photographed. She says very little about herself, basically that she has nowhere to go back to, even though she does have relatives. Next, the girls hit a zoo and later have dinner together. The blogger gets sad and remembers how she had fun traveling with Ryan. Only late at night does she part with her new friend. She can't find the key to her room. Suddenly, she notices the door is wide open, her things are scattered, and her passport is gone. CW steps in to help, files a report with the police, but tells her friend not to count on them too much. She needs a new passport, which means going to the embassy in Bangkok. She'll have to stay about 2 weeks. Madison doesn't want to remain, but the new friend promises she won't let her get bored. The blogger calls Ryan. He talks about his own affairs, not even listening to his girlfriend's problems. And when he does, he blames her for messing up shoots in the US, saying it's all her fault. The girl says they need to break up. Ryan answers indifferently that she should call when she cools off. The next day, the friends visit picture-perfect spots. In the evening, CW brings Madison to her cottage in the jungle. The blogger notices a book signed with the name Becky, but doesn't think much of it, especially since her friend promises to wow her with a surprise tomorrow. At dawn, they hop into a boat. Madison instinctively starts filming, but the girl stops her, saying it's pointless and she should wait till they arrive. Soon the boat drops them at an uninhabited island. The friend explains she found it by chance because she often went out to sea. Her dad had a yacht and she learned navigation back in childhood. Madison is thrilled. She's always wanted a tucked-away nook where she could hide and reset. There's no signal here, so you'll finally rest, CW notes. The blogger spots a log with notches, like someone was marking days. In the evening, the girls sit by a fire. Madison jokes that her friend could kill her here, since no one would hear her scream. And the friend answers no, better to just leave her here, because there's no food or water, no boats pass by, and civilization is dozens of kilometers away. You'd only survive about 3 days, and no one would look for you. Because, says the friend, I could run your social account instead of you. The girls laugh at the horror of it. In the morning, CW really does grab the gear and motor off while Madison sleeps. 3 weeks later, the villain is fully enjoying the blogger's life she's stolen. She writes on the account that Madison decided to stay in Thailand. She posts photos, wearing Madison's wig and clothes, and then using AI to change her face. She even withdraws money from the blogger's account. Finally, she types a post saying she's taking a break and won't be posting anything. Back in her own look, she strolls around and hunts a new target on social media, Jessica. She tails the girl, tries to chat in a souvenir shop, but can't strike up an acquaintance. The predator studies Jessica's account carefully and approaches her at the hotel in a different role, a devoted follower. She apologizes for not recognizing her in the shop and says she's embarrassed, since Jessica is a total pro on all things Thailand, and she barged in with advice. The blogger melts and invites the stranger for a drink. CW tells her Madison's story, how the boyfriend bailed on the trip and she's been moping alone. Jessica gives her a little lecture. You have to learn to enjoy life solo. The girl says it's downright boring with no people around at a gorgeous villa overlooking the ocean. The blogger perks up at the mention of the house. In the morning, they meet up. Jessica poses for a photographer, and CW lifts a hotel pass from her bag. The blogger is rushing to an important meeting. She needs to sample new sponsor products. She promises to call afterward. The girl rides up to her room and slips out in the evening before the owner returns. In the morning, she drives Jessica to the house Madison managed to book. The floor is strewn with rose petals, and a dinner table is set. And then Ryan shows up. The villain is stunned because she thought the blogger had dumped the guy. He's no less surprised, since nobody was supposed to be staying here. However, the girl lies that her friend gave her permission. The next day, Ryan gets a call from Madison asking him to leave. He asks why her voice sounds strange, and CW is watching him from behind a laptop. She types replies to his lines, and a neural net generates the voice. Ryan says he won't go until he talks to his girlfriend face to face. Jessica shows up and suggests a walk. Ryan offers to escort her, and CW tags along so they won't be alone together. She eavesdrops on their talk, and they notice contradictions in Madison's choices. She wanted to go home, but stayed. She doesn't like strangers, but lets someone live in her house. CW starts cutting off any talk about the missing girl. Jessica casts thoughtful looks her way. They all head to a club. Ryan dances while CW drinks at the table. Then a message lands in Madison's account from Jessica with questions about the mysterious friend. While CW is reading, the blogger slips away. The criminal tears after her to the house. Jessica walks out with her things and flat out accuses the girl of using her friend. She calls her creepy. CW smashes the woman's head against a wall. Covered in blood, Jessica crawls for the exit, but the villain finishes her with a stiletto heel. Jessica's body lies in a suitcase while the killer scrubs the blood from the floor. Suddenly, music blares in the house. Ryan has shown up with some new friends from the club to keep the party going. CW tells him Jessica drank too much and is sleeping. The girl demands that the guests be sent away, saying she's exhausted too. She adds that Madison is unhappy and wants him out of her place. Ryan asks his buddies to leave and heads to the bedroom. Meanwhile, CW waits, grabs a knife, and creeps toward his door. And then a notification pops up. Ryan has posted a shot of Jessica, and CW is in the background of the photo. When Ryan comes to the kitchen in the morning, CW is having breakfast. There's another plate on the table with some leftovers. Supposedly, Jessica had a bite and left. CW amiably suggests Ryan stay in the house until Madison gets back. He drives off to shoot landscapes and sees a photo of his girlfriend with another man on her profile. The villain pulls up to him on a motorbike. Ryan sadly scrolls through Madison's account and says it's hit rock bottom. Without his guidance, the metrics are tanking. The girl notes that he crossed half the world for the woman he loves, and if she's acting like this, she isn't worth it. Over dinner at a cafe, the schemer slips something into the guy's drink. Ryan sings Jessica's praises, a magnetic influencer, and says CW could run a blog too, because she's unique and that's the trend, and he offers to help. They head back to the house. Ryan's eyes are glazed and he can barely stand. The girl lays him on the bed, undresses him, starts seducing him. Then she holds his phone up to his face to unlock it. She quickly deletes the photo with her from his profile and lies down to sleep next to a naked Ryan. When he wakes in the morning, the guy sees he's naked and there's a condom on the floor. The girl hurries him along because they have to go. The ferry is soon. At the pier, she says she's sorry to say goodbye. As soon as he leaves, she burns Madison's clothes, wig, and passport in a secluded spot but keeps the notebook. On the ferry, Ryan remembers how he met his love. He had fallen asleep, and a friend set up a date from his account. During it, he snapped a photo of the girl and offered to handle her social media so everyone would see how unique she was. That's how Madison's blogging career began. Ryan arrives at the hotel where his girlfriend originally stayed. The day before, she posted a fresh photo from there. The front desk clerk doesn't remember her, but at the bar, the same Brit who once hit on Madison slides onto the stool beside him. He asks who broke Ryan's heart. Ryan tells him about the blogger and mentions that her room was robbed. The man remembers her, but Ryan is puzzled. Why would she have come back here yesterday? The Brit says that's impossible because the photo showed clear skies and it was monsoon season. The sun only came out today. Ryan calls their mutual blogger friend and asks when he last spoke with Madison and whether they used video. The friend says they only texted and is shocked by her photo with a man, noting she never told him about a new love. Ryan starts rewatching Madison's latest videos on social and suddenly spots something. He scrubs frame by frame and sees a birthmark pushing through the overlaid image. He returns to the rented house and finds the notebook. When CW gets back, he hits her over the head. The guy ties the villain up and splashes water to bring her around. He says he couldn't have forgotten a night with her even drunk, so that's how he knew she was lying. And then he found Madison's notebook, where it says CW showed her a gorgeous deserted island. Ryan demands to know why CW did all this. From loneliness? She stole the account to feel people's love? He wants to call the police, but the manipulator stops him. She sent herself messages from the blogger's account saying Ryan beat her. And now the police will find her battered. She promises to simply take him to his beloved girlfriend. At the pier, the girl shoves Ryan into the water. He slashes her with a knife, but she strangles him and leaves him on the boat. She posts from Madison's account about abuse. Ryan's reputation is ruined, and sponsors bail. The girl finds a ring in his bag, puts it on, and then, as promised, takes him to the island. Only now he's dead. On arrival, she sees a spent fire, belongings, and tally marks on a tree, with groups of 4 crossed off many times. She grabs a shovel and heads into the jungle, to the graves of previous victims. And then, suddenly, Madison strikes her from behind. Coming to, CW hears a motor. The boat is pulling away. Now she's stuck here alone. And at that moment, the film ends. Thank you all for watching this video until the very end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film. And see you in the next videos.